All right. I'm assuming we had some technical difficulties when I tried to pause the video and restart it. So we're just gonna continue on. All right. Now, moving up to a more intense internal cleansing process known as Bhastrika. Bhastrika is similar to the previous process with the forceful exhale, but rather than a passive inhale, we're gonna have a forceful inhale followed by a forceful exhale. Same count, 30 strokes or 30 inhales and exhales for 3 rounds. So I will demonstrate now Bhastrika. So you're gonna bring the spine to a long, erect position, but keeping it relaxed, shoulders relaxed, neck and chin neutral. Be comfortable and stable in your position, because the only way to fully practice pranayama is to have established a proper stable base in body and mind, according to the Ashtanga system. Moving from a steady or stable state of mind and body, now you're able to become aware and focus your attention and awareness to the breath as we move up from the gross physical body to the more subtle in the breath. So Bhastrika, forceful inhale, forceful exhale, 30 strokes, 3 rounds. So this is how it is demonstrated. We're going to inhale, exhale. On the following inhale, we're going to begin. That might be a little too fast for some, so we can slow it down to. So you can do it at either rhythm, but the inhale should be forceful, the exhale should be forceful. We're going to do this for 30 strokes, and we're going to do this for 3 rounds. So first round, Bhastrika Pranayama. Rest your hands, rest your spine, rest your shoulders, and begin. Once you've finished 30 strokes, you're going to relax the body, taking about 30 seconds to let the full benefits of the pranayama fill the body, turning your awareness continually back to the breath as you become more familiar with the sensations that arise in the body as a result of our awareness of breathing. We're going to return to Bhastrika Pranayama for 2 more rounds. So we're going to inhale, feeling the body, exhale, keeping the body engaged. And we're going to begin to breathe. Relaxing the body one last time. For our second round of Bhastrika, allowing the benefits of this practice to take over the body. Alright, now that we're back to a relaxed state, we're going to go through Bhastrika one last time. Making sure that although the inhale and exhale are forceful, that they're not extremely taxing on the body to the point where like your breath is becoming irregular and is being more difficult than beneficial. Of course, there's a certain level of difficulty with these new practices and with breathing properly, but it shouldn't be taxing and exhausting on the rest of the body. So we're going to continue on our last round of Bhastrika. Inhale, exhale fully, and then begin the practice. finishing our third round of Bhastrika, we're going to relax the body, allowing the benefits to fully fill our physical space. Taking a few moments of regular natural breath to let that occur. Another teaching moment. So during these classes, of course you wouldn't eat, but this is my third class today. So me being the instructor, I'm gonna indulge on a few of these cherries while I instruct. Cherries, fruits are a large part of my diet because the sattvic diet is the diet most directly connected to the yogi. It allows us to easily access not even a mental space, but the true pure awareness, the easiest. The Rajas diet will incline us more into the senses, and the Tamas diet will incline us more to the mind, keeping us more lethargic, more still, more sedentary. The Rajas keeping us more active, more of the senses in the body. But the Sattva keeps us more in tune to our pure awareness. So most of my diet is attached to this. The Sattvic diet makes it easier in all your practices and all your methodologies, and also in living, allowing you to be the easiest, allowing you to achieve health or completion or this awareness of this union or yoga most easily. So fruits are the way, and they actually resemble your being with seed, being initially rooted, growing, and returning back to earth. Also, in chemical structure, our chemical structure between the human anatomy and alkaline or the proper fruits is identical, with one exception, that our elements, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, are built around iron because we have blood. And their hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen are built around magnesium because they have chlorophyll. So the only difference between me and what I just ate is the fact that I'm based on iron because I'm blood-based, and iron's magnetic to pull in that magnesium and those elements from that food into my body before I give it back, whether carbon dioxide, urine, feces, or just in tea that I drink that I don't finish and pour back into. But with that said, we're continuing on with our class. So now we're going to enter Surya Badana, or the solar breathing, sun breathing. We're going to do this for 9 rounds. So it's going to be 9 full rounds of breath. We're going to rest the left hand on the lap. We're going to bring this right thumb to this nostril. But we're not going to press it first. We're going to press on the left nostril first, so that we can inhale through the right. So pressing on the left nostril, we're inhaling through the right. And then we're going to press on the right nostril and exhale through the left. Closing the left nostril, we're going to inhale through the right. Closing the right nostril, we're going to exhale through the left. So this is Surya Badana, or the solar breath, solar breathing. We're going to do this for 9 rounds. Make sure the breath is still slow, controlled, relaxed, not forceful. It should be achieving a point of subtlety where you're unable to identify it, besides the fact that you're not choking. And then we're going to exhale at that same capacity through the left nostril. Also remembering to embrace the space or the pause between the inhale and exhale still. So we're going to do 9 rounds of Surya Badana. Plugging the left nostril to begin, inhaling through the right. So we're going to inhale through the right. Stopping the right nostril as we hold. And exhaling through the left. Pausing. Inhale through the left. Oh, correction. Pausing before we inhale back through the right. Plugging the right nostril as we exhale through the left. Plugging the left nostril, going back to the right. One more round. Inhaling to the right. Blocking the right nostril, hold it. Releasing the left nostril as we exhale through the left nostril. And releasing both arms. Alright, so that was Suryabhadana as we start activating the solar side of the body, the right side of the actual brain. It doesn't necessarily mean the right side of the actual body because a lot of our meridians or energy panels cross, so the left hand may be attached to the right side of the brain. Different parts of our bodies, whether right or left, apply to different sides of our brains. With that said, we're going to now venture into the left side, or the lunar side, or the Ida. Ida is on the lunar side, Pingala is on the solar side. So this is Chandra. Chandra is the moon, Surya is the sun. So Chandra Badana is going to be the same breath we just did in reverse. So we're going to inhale through the left nostril, hold the left nostril, and then exhale through the right nostril. Alright. So with that said, we're going to switch hands. It's only right. Let's give this side of our body the same attention. So we're going to begin by pressing on the right nostril, inhaling through the left, closing the left nostril, opening the right, exhaling through the right, closing the right, inhaling again through the left, closing the left, and exhaling through the right. Now with these breathing practices, I want there to be an awareness of where we have blockages. So if you find that one nostril is more congested than the other, pay attention to that. And also try this practice not only in the morning, but also in the evening. Because depending on the time of day, you may realize that your blockages in the nasal passages may occur on different sides, depending on what's going on. So sometimes in the morning, with the sun rising, we may find a blockage on one side or the other. And in the evening, with the sun setting and the moon rising, we might find a blockage on one side or the other. So be aware of what blockages occur at what time in the day, or what blockages maintain no matter what time in the day, to give you an awareness of where we need to direct our attention as far as achieving this healing, or this awareness of our own union and completion, which is yoga, the ultimate experience. So we're going to go into Chandra Badana as we do some lunar breath. So it's going to be breathing into the left nostril, exhaling through the right nostril, and returning back to breathe into the left. So 9 rounds. So 9 inhales through this left nostril before we're complete. Plugging in the right nostril, keeping the spine long, shoulders relaxed, and begin. One more round. All right. So now we've done cleaning practices as far as breathing, cleaning our upper, cleaning our lower. We've gone into balancing our solar and lunar sides individually. Now we're going to advance it a little further. We're going to do the Ida, Pingala, the Ha, and the Tha, the solar and lunar in harmony. So we're going to bring them together in harmony in what's known as Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana is going to be a total of 9 rounds, both sides. The first time I was taught, it was 21 rounds. But I think they count going one side to the other as 2 rounds. So it ended up being 18. So we're going to do 9 full rounds. So Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana, you're going to take this right hand, plug the left nose. You're going to inhale through the right nostril. Plug the right nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. We're going to inhale through the left nostril now. Plug the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. That's 1 round. So Nadi Shodhana, long story short, we're going to plug the left nostril to begin, breathing in through the right nostril, Then plug the right nostril as we exhale through the left nostril, followed by immediate inhale through the left nostril, and exhale through the right nostril. This is Nadi Shodhana. That is one round. We have 9 rounds of that. So both nostrils should inhale and both nostrils should exhale before the completion of one round. So we're going to do it together. All right. Nadi Shodhana. Find your spine long, relax your shoulders. Find that stable and steady grounding and position as we enter Nadi Shodhana. One more round. And we're going to relax. All right. Now that was Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. From there, we can also, with any practice that we've done so far, you can add more rounds. You can add more strokes and more breaths. So in the first ones, we started at 30. You can also move it up into 60, 90, 120 breaths, but they keep it in divisibles of 3, which is in alignment with the sacred Om, or the 3 levels of consciousness. So yeah, from there, Nadi Shodhana. Now that we have balanced approach in our breathing, the body's a little stimulated from all this breath, we're going to go into the cooling practices as we relax it back down to a meditative state through breathing. So we're going to do that with what's known as Shitali. That's what that says, right? Shitali, the Shitali breath. All right. Shitali is just when around the tongue. Oh. So, the inhale is going to be around the tongue. That's going to cool it. So, around the tongue. Inhaling through the rolled tongue, exhaling through the nose. So that helps cool the breath down from the heating processes that it's experiencing prior to with all the other postures, with all the other practices. Now, with that said, I apologize for any noise that you hear come from outside this room, because outside this room right now, they're actually having a sparring class that I help teach and take. So forgive them and forgive me for this. This is part of martial arts life in addition to the yogic life. In both, we find balance between the yin and yang, or the sun and moon. So now we're going to go into Shitali, the cooling pranayama with the rolled tongue. This is going to be 5 rounds. 5 rounds, so 5 inhales and exhales. And then we're going to relax. So we're going to roll our tongue, pushing it outside of our mouth, and inhale. One more round. So as you do Shitali, you're inviting in cool, moist breath into the lungs, which cools the whole system down, adding more moisture and a cooling effect to the body before we exhale, releasing all the heat that's still in the body. So after the Shitali, we're going to move into Ujjayi, or the victorious breath, the ocean breath. It's a beautiful breath. I do it a lot of times. Well, typically it's used not just in pranayama practices, but as the main pranayama in a lot of our asana and asana sequences. It helps build certain energy in the body that we can move through, and it allows us to take our attention off the actual practice. So in addition to asanas helping us find a steady state, the breath can too, not just by breathing and being aware of the breath, but by the sound the breath makes. So as we do ujjayi, you'll actually hear the sound going in and out. So in ujjayi, the breath is sound. You're going to open the throat by pressing the tongue to the roof of the mouth and letting the throat or the glottis just hang open. So as you push the tongue to the roof of the mouth, we're going to inhale with a vocal breath. And you're going to exhale with the same vocal breath. We're going to do that for 9 rounds of breath. Make sure the breath is still passive, it's still controlled. It doesn't have to be so subtle that you don't hear it this time, because the point of this breath is actually to hear it. To now move you into a meditative state as you concentrate on the sound of the breath, more so than just the breath itself. So ujjayi, we're going to bring our spine to a long position, relaxing our arms and elbows, neck and chin neutral again, as we bring our awareness to the ujjayi. So pressing the tongue to the roof of the mouth, we're going to inhale with the throat open. More round. As you exhale, relax the body as you gently open the eyes, turning our awareness back to the instructor. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I had a personal training client come in. All right, let's finish this. All right, so now we move from Kapalbhati, which is the forceful exhale, cleaning our nasal passages, our sinuses, breaking up any stuff in our lungs as we move it up for evacuation. And then we moved into Bhastrika. Bhastrika was a forceful inhale and exhale, which helps stimulate the abdominal region, also stimulating the respiratory as well, but more focusing on the abdomen as we start to release that area of the body to evacuate, cleaning out our temple so that a more pure awareness can fill our vessel. From there, we move into Surya Badana, where we start activating our solar side, the Pingala Nadi. We start activating the right side of the brain, the abstract portion, the creative force, an active and dynamic side. Then we went to the lunar side, which is more subtle. The Ida Nadi side, the lunar side, deals with more logic and order, bringing things into being, more potential. If the right side is more dynamic and active, more like kinetic energy, the left side is more of the potential stored energy. So we balanced both sides, and then we met them in the middle with Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. So we went back and forth through the breath. So we would inhale through the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, exhale through the right. And also while we're doing this, we're identifying any blockages in the body that may be present. That's the point of the breath, is to bring awareness to where we need to guide our awareness for the ultimate and most effective and efficient healing. From Nadi Shodhana, with our body now stimulated through the breath, now we have to affect the cooling. So we heated it up. Now the other side of that is to cool it back down. So we did the Shitali breath, the cooling breath with the rolled tongue. Then we moved into Ujjayi breath, which is the breath with sound, or the ocean breath. And now we're going to go into Brahmari. Brahmari, or what's known as the humming bee breath. One second. Sorry about that again. I'm guessing one of the fights made it to this back door and opened it up. So, yeah. Just rolling with what is. That's the yin side, or the feminine side. We just accept and flow within. And now we're back to the yang side. We're going back to our same dynamic activity within the yin of acceptance. Alright. So, we're up to Brahmari, which is known as the bumblebee breath. This is one of the breaths that will lead you into this concentrated meditative state, in addition to the previous breaths. I'll also revisit this video to do one with less instructions, so you can just go through the breathing practices alone without having so many breaks in between. Alright, so Brahmari. It's going to be 9 rounds. So with Brahmari, we're going to place our fingers in our ears. We're going to roll the tongue back, and we're going to inhale and hum on the exhale. So you're going to place your thumbs in your ears. You can place your fingers to close your eyes. Some people close their nose, or some people close their lips with their fingers, their eyes with their middle fingers, and just keep their bodies closed to invite it all. Right now I'm just asking for the thumbs and the ears, but if you want to, the ring finger and the pinkies close the mouth. The middle finger closes the eyes, index is on the forehead, and the thumbs in the ear. That way, you're closing all the portals through which prana can escape, and you're also nullifying the senses. But we're just going to keep the thumbs in the ears for this practice. We're going to inhale, roll the tongue back. And that's Brahmari breath. So you're going to put your thumbs in your ears. You're going to roll the tongue back. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to hum. Now, similar to the Om chant, as the hum progresses, it's going to get more and more subtle, or more soft, or more difficult to hear and be aware of. That's perfect. Drag it as long as you can, so that you take the sound from gross or very noticeable to subtle and hard to distinguish, which is taking you from the conscious, which you're very aware of, to the subconscious, to the unconscious, where our true awareness lies. So we're going to return back, thumbs and ears, to Brahmari breath, the bumblebee breath. We're going to embrace the skull, roll the tongue back, inhale. We have 9 rounds. Hum on the exhale. Inhale, roll tongue back. exhaling the body back into our first state. Alright, now, after we finish all these different levels of pranayama, you should be in a very calm, a very meditative state. Your focus is very one-pointed, but your ability to move within that focus is now available to you. So from here, we're going to unravel the legs, extending them out as we enter Shavasana. I'm turning away because during the first video, I actually ripped my pants. I don't know how, because these are supposed to be stretchy pants, but I've ripped them, I guess doing a kneeling lunge or I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to keep my groin away from the camera, feet shoulder width apart, hands by the side, palms to the sky, as you relax your body into Shavasana, also known as the pose of integration. In this pose, we're allowing the whole experience of the practice to fully integrate into our body. Now there's no obstruction between the toes and the skull as the body is laying flat, but we're not using energy to stand up. So everything is flat, even, energy allowed to flow upward and downward and in circles one way and circles the other way and outward as you should relax our body. Now with a fuller awareness of our breath, we're just going to casually and naturally inhale very softly and subtly, filling the diaphragm, feeling the thoracic region or the chest, feeling the clavicle or the shoulder, enjoying the pause between the inhale and exhale. As we exhale, the shoulders descend, the chest starts to fall, and the stomach begins to sink. We're just going to return to that breath, breathing fully, exhaling fully, with every breath becoming more fluent in our nature, more fluent in our body, more fluent in ourselves. You're going to stay in this asana for several more rounds of breath as you allow this practice to guide you to a deeper state of meditation. Now, during this class, I would allow and recommend that the students stay in Shavasana for about 15 minutes. The class itself took about 45, just 3/4 of an hour. I'll leave the last quarter for just rest, just relaxing the body, letting it to integrate, etc., etc. Once they're coming back into awareness, I would ask them to begin by wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, rotating the ankle, rotating wrists, bending elbows, stretching the arms above the head, bending knees, stretching out to the side, just bringing conscious activity back to the body. Once conscious activity is returned back to the body, they would roll over to one side, bending their knees in as they come back to their initial seated position. Once they return to this initial seated position, we'll also find our stable state again in this seated position as we return ourselves back. Following that, inhaling, bring our hands to heart. Once our hands are back to heart, our breath is now stabilized again. We will just end with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. So we'll breathe in to close the eyes. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Alright, next inhale, we'll open eyes. Namaste to you all. And that was this class on pranayama. I feel like that's a class that should be given more often, just to fully understand the different breaths and how they can affect the body. Because a lot of times they try to isolate the first two pranayama from the rest of the system because of its cleaning effect. They would do that either first thing in the morning before they even do asana to clean the body to make it ready for the asana. So there's many ways to interpret this. So the first two breathings can be a part of pranayama, but can also be part of the yamas and niyamas as far as the cleansing of the body in preparing to even get on the mat and do this asana. They can also be attached to the pranayama part, which may come after the asana. So after the body is stimulated and everything, this could help further evacuate from the body stuff that may need to go. And then we moved into Surya being first, the sun rising. Then we go into Chandra, Badana, which is the moon rising. So we're not dealing in setting yet. We're dealing in both rising with their own energy. So we're rising the masculine energy, we're rising the feminine energy. And then we do Nadi Shodhana, where they both find union as they complement each other. They both rise and set within each other's rhythms. After that, we go into the cooling, where we bring it back down with Shitali. From Shitali, we go into Ujjayi. From Ujjayi, we're going to Brahmari, which prepares us from there to go into meditation, which is the next step up in the Ashtanga system from Pranayama, which is Dharana, concentration. Well, from Pranayama is Pratyahara, being able to withdraw the senses. So in Brahmari, we close the eyes, we close the mouth, we plug the ears, and we're hearing our humming, which is helping us withdraw from all the senses, focusing on just the hearing, which is pivotal in Yoga Nidra, where that's the last string of consciousness that allows us to enter this higher state of consciousness. From there, we transition up into Dharana, concentrating on just the sound, more so than the breath. And by consequence of this concentration, we're able to be meditative by consequence, not by practice. By consequence of the withdrawing of the senses, we're concentrating, and by consequence of the concentrating, we're now meditating. And then we just take it into Shavasana at the end, where we're laying relaxed, allowing the whole practice to envelop our being and be integrated. As you just relax and come back to this posture, where we return to our grateful state of ease. Namaste to you all. Thank you again. I hope you feel better than when you came. And I hope this awareness of breath and how it can benefit you can be involved and incorporated into your daily lives. Namaste.